Here's my Father's Day card, and so many people requested a video for the inside of the card. I used a waterfall inside to be able to express all of the things I wanted to say for Dad. So if you pull down on this tab right here, you can see that the waterfall. So it starts with Dad, today is your day, celebrate, consider yourself hugged, you are loved, happy Father's Day. And then this part right here is where I'm going to write a little note. One thing I want to show you, be careful when you're gluing this together. I put a little too much glue when I was adhering these. So I will show you how to do this and how I made the waterfall. Okay, so in order to make the waterfall, when I first made a waterfall, I practiced with some scrap paper. This one is skinnier. I wanted this to be wider so I could fit all of the sentiments, but I used this to help me figure things out. So you basically are taking a piece of cardstock and folding it and then adding cardstock squares or rectangles depending on the shape of your waterfall and attaching them to make the waterfall. It gets adhered to a strip that then gets adhered to the mat. I am making a black card and my waterfall is going to have a black base. This is going to be the strip that is adhered to the mat that's going on my card. So the first thing you need to do is you need the strip of paper to make the waterfall, and this is 8.5 by 2.5, 2.5 inches this way, but it is scored at 2 inches, 2 3/8 inches, 2 3/4, 3 1/8, 3.5, and 3 7/8. So you score that, and then you're going to fold it, and they all get folded in the same direction. So you give them a good fold, a good crease. Use your bone folder. I've already folded mine. And then this is adhered to the band. But before you do that, a tip for the mat is this cardstock is 4 inches wide, but when you score it, and this band is 7 inches. I took my mat, let me get I took my mat and I laid it on here, and I put my band actually first, and I put this at the middle, close to the middle of the band, and I used my scorer and I scored outside of the 4 inches so that it had enough room to be able to go around. If you score this so it's just 4 inches, it won't fit. So you're going to start by adhering this bottom 2-inch piece to the band. You're going to adhere it to the back of the band. And you want it so it is straight, because this is going to be pulling up, and you want to make sure that as these pieces go up and down that it's straight. For this waterfall, I am using 2.5 by 2-inch rectangles. So they're the same width and they adhere onto each piece. So every place that it's scored, and you want to be careful. You want to make sure you adhere it enough, but you don't want it to, you don't want the glue to come out. All right, I'm going to give that just a little bit to dry and I'll come back. Okay, now I'm going to take this piece and you want to center it on the mat, and then you're going to adhere it on the back. I'm going to turn it over. And just like that, you have a waterfall. So I have decided to use the in colors. I've already stamped these, but I am going to be using Barely Blush, Crisp Cantaloupe, Golden Glow, Peaceful Pine and Hydrangea Hue, and I'm going to use this card to feature the in colors, the new 26, 28 in colors. So this is how I finished my card. I used the Boutique Blossoms and some of the DSP that goes along with the suite. You can possibly see how the new shimmer brushes really add to it. For example, the Barely Blush ink it's pale, it's very pale, but when you use the shimmer brush to enhance it, it really adds a nice touch to the card. And then of course the new in color dots are just beautiful, and they really add a nice touch to the card as well. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you too can make a waterfall card for someone. I love how this showcases the new in colors. Okay, have a crafty day.